Welcome back to ARC Maine. We have a very special visit from our friends at the Center for Wildlife.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Kristen Lamb's the Executive Director of Center for Wildlife joining us. So who's your friend you brought?
Yeah, so we have Pisces, our red-tailed hawk ambassador, with us today, who's just taking in all the lights. And they have very sharp eyesight, so she can see probably into the cameras and everything that's going on around here. But yeah, we have Pisces. She is a 3-year-old female, non-releasable red-tailed hawk.
She's gorgeous.
Her and her siblings had been in a nest. They were just a couple of days old and their tree came down. And her siblings were able to be released, but Pisces was not getting the hang of like hunting and doing the things that her siblings were doing. She may have had a head trauma or just because she was that young. Sometimes they're impressionable, and even though the place that raised her did everything by the book, Pisces was kind of like, nah, I think I'm more of a human than a red-tailed.
I'm just like, I can't help but look at her like talons. She must be pretty strong.
Yes, she is so strong. And I love that you notice those. It's like, you know, you can see the pterodactyl or like dinosaur lineage that she has there.
And I'm like kind of jealous of her nails that she's got going on,
oh,
right?
Yeah. Oh, she's feeling comfortable now. That's called a rouse when they do that. So they lift up every feather, shake it out, and then put it all back together.
That is so cool.
So that means she's feeling safe enough to do that, which is
Pisces
so
a little
fun.
camera shy early on when we walked in here. And how is it for the animals coming in when they change different sceneries like that?
Yeah, so I always think it's so funny. It's like at the center, they live in these big outdoor enclosures that mimic their natural environment, so they're calm. It takes a while for them to train and learn to travel, but every time they go into a travel box and then it's like a whole new
How did I get here? Yeah.
So, and they think of us as you know, giant predators, so she's definitely being brave right now. It can take just a moment or two to settle in, but she's doing great now.
What's the big message you want to get out to our viewers these days?
Yeah, so the Center for Wildlife's clinic is brimming right now. We actually have more patients ever than we've admitted this time of year. We're at 1,650 patients, and I was like looking back in time, and it's like the entire year of 2016 that's how many patients we had admitted. So, and we're only a little over halfway through the year. Right now, we're starting to see the second wave of baby mammals. So be careful of those opossums and, you know, moms that are crossing roads to try to get resources. And then these guys. So it's like a baby raptor is fed by their parents. They're, you know, cozy in their downy feathers. They get everything they need, and then they start to leave the nest. And it's not just like not that robins aren't as special, but you know, they're learning to pick berries and kind of stationary worms and things. These guys have to, you know, put together so much coordination. They have to learn to hunt on their own, hand-eye coordination. Develop flight muscles, soar, you know, a mile up in the sky and come down upon food. So it can be rough for juvenile raptors this time of year. Red-taileds are really cool. They have that sound that's often used in movies when an eagle is soaring over. So I just encourage people to like listen for lots of calls like that. Look up. You might have a nest in your neighborhood and nearby. And if you see baby raptors on the ground, you know, just watch for parents coming down and feeding them, and they're just learning. It's like, I always think too, it's like I watched my own children learn to walk and put together that coordination, and I can only imagine like, you know, having to do that as a raptor, but you've got cars and like you can't baby-proof the outdoors.
No, exactly.
So it can be a tough time of year for them.
Speaking of children, I mean, I've been down to your center before, and it's awesome for kids, the setup and everything. Have you guys been a lot of, because so many summer camps going on, do you guys get a lot of camps that come by? And talk about what kids can learn down there.
Absolutely. So we have our summer camp going on, which filled up like by June, which was so exciting. But then we're open to the public Thursday through Sunday. kids can see Pisces and lots of other non-releasable wild animals that they would know from their backyards. So we have all native wild animals like porcupine and peregrine falcon that are the fastest animals on Earth. They can see them up close. We also have a children's natural play area with like a little mud kitchen, and kids can like prepare wild animal platters.
Oh, I love that.
Kids love playing kitchen, but then they're learning natural history and diet. And then we have a whole indoor nature center where, you know, kids can go inside a life-size tree. They can do a scavenger hunt of a vernal pool and look for salamander eggs, and all sorts of really fun hands-on activities. We have a trail, a bird blind that kids can sit in that's all cedar. So lots of opportunity just to connect with nature and slow down and be together as a family without screens.
And for all ages. I mean, you have Beaks and Brews coming up, and that's going to be a blast.
Oh my gosh, we've had over 200 people the last 2 years.
Wow.
And lots of amazing local breweries. And speaking of breweries, next Saturday we'll be at Allagash Brewing.
Great.
We'll have a table there. Friday we're going to be at our friends at Maine Audubon for Summer Mingle. So yeah, if people go on our news and events page, they can find out. We're all over.
Really? I know you go to Maine Beer Co. all the time in Freeport, so it's so fun.
Yeah, for folks that want to learn more, tell us the website and also your location.
Sure, it's www.thecenterforwildlife.org. We are in Cape Nettic, Maine, which is a village of York, because we're always like, where's Cape Nettic? And we're right at the base of Mount Agamenticus, and our location actually hooks into the trails of the Mount A trail system, so people can really make a day of just visiting us and then hitting the trails and being out in nature.
How great did Pisces do?
Yeah, she's settled in.
Yeah,
She's doing amazing. I was thinking about her feet too when you brought that up this morning, that it's so funny watching these baby raptors. They're, you know how like a black lab or a golden retriever's feet are gigantic.
Right, and you know, okay, they're going to grow into that, right.
So they have these giant feet. They walk and kind of run with these, like, you know, just the pterodactyl feet.
Getting used to them, yeah.
Well, great job, Pisces.
know.
Kristen, you always do a great job.
What a treat.
Oh,
Kristen,
thank you.
Thank you so much, as always, for joining us for the first time
Yes,
on Arc
we're
Maine.
so excited. I love this
All right,
show
more
already.
to come.